So here today's class, we are going to discuss about 10 important steps, what you have to do, what you have to keep it in your mind to reach your dream goal to become an IAS. Okay, if you follow these 10 steps, you no need to go for a repeated attempt. Take my word. If you follow this seriously for the next 1 year, your next year attempt will be the last attempt because you will be in the list, final list. That is possible. Because the students all over India, it is well tested, it's well experienced. The people are committing a mistake. Okay, there are some inherent mistake. They are committing it. Because of that, they are end up in what you call keep moving around the repeated vicious cycle. Okay, that mistake they should not commit. You should not commit, so that you can able to reach the goal in a single attempt. You can able to crack the examination. You know what is the statistics says? This is a statistics given by UPSC, not by me. It is a statistics given by UPSC, not by me. So what the UPSC says, so 65% of, 1 minute. Okay, see here what the UPSC says that UPSC has given the report. What is the report? In that, IAS examinations are cracked by the candidates in terms of percentage. In that, 65% of candidates are cracking in a first attempt. This is the report from 2011. 2011. Before that, before 2011, the number of percentage of people, those who cracked the examination, it was only 35%. Keep it in your mind. What made them difference between 2011 or before 2011 or after 2011? Only in 2011 they introduced the new pattern of exam. What you have a current pattern, this was introduced in 2011. Keep it in your mind. Earlier, what was the major changes? I'll just briefly touch it, even though you know that. Prelims, you have gender studies and you need to select optional. Before 2011, I'm talking about before 2011. There was no CSAT paper. Keep it in your mind. And main examination, you have essay, gender studies, only 2 papers. Right now you have 4 papers. And there was a 2 different optional. Optional 1 and optional 2. Again, it will be divided into 2. Total again 7 papers. You have gender studies, essay, 2 papers of gender studies, 2 papers of optional 1 and 2 papers of optional 2. So again, all the 7, it carry 300 mark each. Earlier it was 300 mark. Now it is 250. Now in this, what is the beauty is, here gender studies also will be an objective type. Optional also will be an objective type. And here what optional you are choosing it. If you want, you can retain the same optional here, or you can go for the different optional. And here what is the trouble is, general studies you can go for the objective type question, but in optional, going for an optional objective type question is very, very tough. Suppose if you take a geography or you take a history, I can ask millions of questions from history objective type, but through that you need to crack it. Okay, that was the biggest challenge before 2011. Keep it in your mind. So cracking prelims alone, it takes minimum 1.5 to 2 years. Cracking prelims alone, the candidates need to go for at least 2 attempts minimum. That means the 2 years preparation. After clearing the prelims only, then mains. Again another struggle, because they need to be fully smarter in a 2 different subjects. One subject might be from their degree, whatever the things they have studied. Another one also, they need to be a master in that. That is another major challenge here. Okay. And the third challenge was number of postings were less. Before 2011, the maximum posting, if you see that, it was 465 per year. You just imagine it. The maximum number of posting before 2011, it is 465 the whole year, including all the services, IAS, IPS, and IFS, everything all put together. Whereas now, what is the current pattern? Current pattern is entirely different. It is completely simplified. Prelims, you are going to prepare only for general studies. CSAT, just qualify papers. Just 33% if you take, it's highly enough. Mains, the same general studies what they had before 2011, that is converted into 4 papers. Now 4 papers and only 1 optional subjects. It's very simple. And essay as it is. General studies syllabus is same. Nothing is added extra. Only 1 paper is added extra, that is values and ethics. That is the 4 papers of general studies. Whereas the earlier pattern, the values and ethics was not there. You know, before 2011, this paper was not there. Now what happened after 2011, because of this diluted version of the IAS syllabus, for a candidates it becomes so easy to crack the examination with a proper planning. That means whoever attending today's session also should become an IAS officer by next year. It should be possible in a first foremost attempt. Keep it in your mind. So that is the method. It is clear. Okay, so this is brief about the difference between 2011 and after 2011. Okay, now we will see what are the steps you need to follow. The first and foremost step, in my opinion, is you should pick up your IAS syllabus. You should pick up your IAS syllabus and thoroughly analyze them. But I need a proper meaning of the word analyze. What is the meaning of the word analyze? So that means, sir, I have taken the syllabus, I just glanced through it. It's a matter of 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, I know approximately what is there in that. That is not the case. You need to go threadbare analysis of each and every part of the syllabus. It should be by, what do you call it? By verbatim, you should know that each and every word, what is there in the syllabus. Okay, say for example, they'll use the word, only one word, governance. But you should know the exact meaning of governance. What does it mean? They'll put a word, only science and tech. Only one word, science and tech, that's all. It is in the general studies paper 3, science and tech. But they'll ask around 70 plus mark from this. 70 plus mark from this. So you should know that exact, value of each and every word. They'll put a word world history. But you should know what is the volume of syllabus in front of world history. Only one word in a paper, general studies paper 1. So the proper analysis means you should go each and every word, threadbare analysis of the entire syllabus, both prelims, mains, even essay, each and every paper, everything you should analyze thoroughly. Then only you should go for the second step. That is very, very important. That is very, very important. How many of you have done the proper analysis so far? The proper analysis, it will take minimum 2 to 3 hours. See, they'll just mention only 4 papers. Say, for example, GS paper 1. Okay, so you should bifurcate what are the subsections are there inside. Say, for example, history. That is a modern Indian history again. Art and culture. Indian geography. Industries. World history. Like that, you can subdivide. One paper, you need to you take a piece of paper, you put a file, and you go for a subdivision of each and every paper syllabus. That you have to do. So that is the meaning of analyze IAS syllabus. You should divide. And when you are covering the syllabus also, you should say that, okay, the modern Indian history is done, art and culture is done, and industries are done, Indian geography is done, world history is done. so that the complete gender studies are over. Otherwise, if you superficial, if you go through that, what will happen? You may get the impression that, okay, this is about history and geography. Generally, the people will say, first paper deals about history and geography, that's it. So if you are not doing a threadbare analysis, what is there inside history, what is there inside geography, you will miss important crux. And when you go to the examination hall, you are going to miss few questions also. And if you closely, analyze it, the toppers are getting 1126 mark out of 2025. Approximately they are in 1120s or 1130s. That means they are getting around 55% of marks, approximately. That means if a topper is writing an answer in a mains gender studies, let us imagine it, for say for example 15 mark question, that means they are getting only 7.5 mark. This is, I'm talking about the topper's mark, technically if you fix it. Or if there is a 10 mark question, he is getting only 5 mark. Your question paper, if you see that, approximately 25 question into 10 mark to 50 mark. This is a question pattern, or 20 question into 12.5 to 50 mark. This is the question pattern for your gender studies mains. So in that case, if the topper himself is scoring only 50%, that means 12.5 means you are going to get 6.25 mark. What will be the mark you are going to score? Or all other candidates across India, how much they can score in each question? That means less than 6.25. So shall we fix this mark as a benchmark for all the IAS aspirants across India for a mains, descriptive answer writing? Okay, so here, if the candidate is getting only 6.25 mark per question out of 25 questions, that means there is a pressure that you need to answer all the questions. You need to answer. That means the toppers might have answered all the questions. In this, suppose if some of you, if you are not analyzing the syllabus properly, if you are not preparing properly, if you are missing 1 or 2 questions properly, if you are missing it, if you are not writing it out of 20 questions, if you are answering only 18 questions, what happens? You are automatically going to reduce another 10 to 15 marks. Let us imagine it, you are performing equal to the topper. You have lost 15 marks. You have lost 15 marks in one paper because of lack of analysis. Keep it in your mind. If you see last year mark, I'll show you the toppers analysis also. I can show you, it is there. In a single mark in a final result, suppose if there is somebody's 1026 mains, on an average, 7 people are in the same mark. 7 people, keep it in your mind. On an average, 7 people are in the same mark. If the last year analysis, if I saw, 550 ranks are allotted over the mark difference of 120 marks. That means on an average, in each mark there are 4 candidates. Each mark there are 4 candidates. So here, suppose let us imagine it, 4 out of in this classroom, all of you are having the same mark. How they are going to decide the rank? What going to do, make them to decide the rank? Can anybody can say? Suppose A, B, C, D, 4 candidates are coming under general merit. Let us imagine it, and their score is same, exactly 1050, and they are all rank holders. How I am going to assign the rank to them? All of them are same category. Mark is same. How I can differentiate them among A, B, C, D? Anyone?
Maybe age, sir.
No, age is not the criteria to decide.
But the way of writing?
Way of writing, how you judge. For that they have judged already. They have given the mark. How you judge? Category is same. Suppose if there is a category difference, I can say, okay, as per the category, I am putting a different category. I mean the different rank. So here what they will do, they will select their optional mark. Keep it in your mind. Your optional subjects plays a crucial role here. Out of these 4, the UPSC will select all their optional, how much they have scored. And in the optional who is leading, they will get the lowest rank. Suppose A is getting the higher score in the optional, he might be 100th rank. Another person will be 101, 102, 103, like that approximately. Am I clear? Suppose let us imagine it, even the optional marks are technically same, all the 4. Then they will go for a general studies paper 1. Am I clear? Then they will go for general studies paper 2, 3 and 4. This is the hierarchy what the UPSC is following it. Am I clear? So, but every year, minimum in each mark around 5 to 7 candidates are standing. 5 to 7 candidates are standing. So in a 1 mark, what will happen? You will get the posting in Karnataka as per your dream post. Or in another mark, another rank students, you go to Tamil Nadu. Or you may go to Andhra Pradesh. Just 1 mark. Then you will come to know what is the value of the mark. It is clear. So in your syllabus, in your IAS syllabus itself, when you are reading it, there will be an instruction. There is an instruction given by the UPSC. What is the instruction? Candidates, those who are writing to the point. To the point. Concisely. As per the expectation of the questions. Will be given more weightage. This is the word, exactly they are following it. Candidates, those who are writing to the point. Concisely. As per the expectation of the question. What does it mean? Expectation of the question means, say for example, if the question ends with explain, you have to explain. If the question asks to differentiate, you have to differentiate. If the question asks you to elucidate, you have to elucidate. If the question asks you to criticize, you have to criticize. You should not give the same kind of answer normally what we do in our college days. In the college days, our method of writing itself is entirely different. It's clear. We just start writing it, whatever the question they've asked, whatever we know, we'll write. Here, that is not the case. Okay. So here the evaluation methods are very, very strict. So how they are evaluating it? So here in your mains answer script, they'll go an external sheet. It is like a passport verification code. Like in a punch mark, there will be some external number will be there. This is not your roll number. The roll number is already written on your, what do you call booklet, answer booklet. This sheet is a detachable. Suppose say for example, after you finish your exam, if they are giving it to me for verification, after correction of all the inside pages, I'll not be allowed to write anything on the inside the pages. I'm not allowed to write anything. I need to note down the marks, say for example, 6 mark, 8 mark, 7 mark, something like that. I'll put each question's mark. I'll put the total here. This is the first verification. Once this is done, it will go to the second person, second faculty, that is another person will go. This external detachment sheet will be detached. Another sheet will be attached. So the second faculty may not know that who corrected this paper already and what was the score. Keep it in your mind. Again, they will go for their own analysis. They will put a mark, total mark. Then it will go to the third person. So your each and every paper in your general studies, optional, essay, that entire mains paper, it goes for 3 different corrections. Keep it in your mind. IAS examination. That is why hardly around 20-25,000 candidates will appear for the main examination. They will took almost 5 months to correct. Suppose September, October, if you are writing it, they publish the result in the month of February, March. Not before that. Okay. Just for the case of around 15 to 20,000 candidates, those are writing for the mains examination. Am I clear? And all the 3 marks will be added together and their average score is your paper score. Am I clear? That mark only is 1126 for the topper. Am I clear? So you see this strict evaluation process what the UPSC is adopting it. So in this process, Somewhere if you have put some keyword in some question, it will not be missed. Keep it in your mind. They will definitely give the mark. Suppose if you are giving the entire story in the page, if you feel that, okay, I can cheat the examiner, I will get at least half a mark or 1 mark, nothing doing. They will not give even half a mark. Concisely, to the point, if you are able to write, then you are fetching the score. Keep it in your mind. So, what our own toppers, institute toppers, what they are, when they are coming and interacting with the students, what they are claiming it, when you are writing an answer, say for example, they'll say 250 words. 250 words answer script. What they are claiming it, you finish it by 225 words. So that you can able to complete 20 or 25 questions. See, I'm keep telling 20 or 25 questions because the UPSC, it comes under the UPSC, decision making. Some year they'll fix 25 questions, some year they'll fix 20 questions. Last year they asked 20. Previous year they asked 25. So like that they make it ulta. You got the point. So you should be ready for both. But if it is a 225 words, so that you can able to complete all the questions within a stipulated period of 3 hours. This is the topper's view. Those who have become successful in the examination, they had given the opinion that we should not stick to even 250 words. But out of those, some candidates I can see they will write even 500 words. That means surely you have missed already another question. The moment you are crossing 250 words, you are gradually going to miss another question because the time is running out. Within 3 hours, you need to write all the questions. And even if you write 500 words, how much the examiner will give the mark? Only 50%. For a 12.5, you will get 26.25, not more than that. That I have told. So these things you need to keep it in your mind when you're writing the examination, because each and every mark is very important and the marks are directly related with your IAS syllabus. Am I clear? So the first and foremost step is analyzing the IAS syllabus. That you keep it in your mind. It's clear. Second step is go for directly the previous year questions, both pre and mains. You take last 3 year questions, say for example 2017, 18 or 19, now the 20 questions also available. Okay, last 3 or 4 years questions you pick it up, which is available in our website itself, in our Global IAS website, with a complete answer key analysis is there. So what you have to do, you need to read each and every question even though you don't know the subjects. Even though you don't know the answer, just read the question, read the option, identify the answer, and go through that. What is the answer and what is the explanation? So this will give you idea, at least last 3 years. This will give you a great idea, great hope how the trend of the examination is going on. Which are the subjects they are asking more questions. More questions. If you see that this year, yesterday I have posted some post, 2020 question. From history alone, they asked 20 questions. If I count, it goes for 21 questions. Okay, exactly they have asked 21 questions. 18 questions from general history, 3 questions from art and culture, total 21. Out of 100, you just imagine it, out of 100. That means without studying history, you cannot go to the examination hall. And that too how? You need to give more importance to each and every stages of history, that is ancient, medieval and modern. Medieval and modern. It's clear. So all the 3 stages put together. So unless until you go through the previous year questions, 19, 18 and 20, you may not able to identify and come to the conclusion that yes, history, I need to give more importance to all the 3 stages, ancient, medieval and modern, not only modern. Okay, even art and culture is important, because even this 3 question is important, because your success and failure comes in one question. Keep it in your mind. Success and failure comes in a single question. If one question is wrong, you are out of the game. One question is correct, you are in. It is clear. So the preliminary, it's a very, very crucial. It is based on 0.5 mark, 0.25 mark, 0.3 mark, something like that, your success and failure. So analysis is very, very important for a preliminary point of view. Second is the main examination analysis also. It's very, very important. At least last 2 years, complete question bank of mains you have to go through. You have to go through. This is the first immediate step. First is analyzing your syllabus. Second step is you are going through the question. Again, the questions are freely available. Freely available in our website. You can refer globalisacademy.com, or there is a site called UPSCmagic.com. So here all the optional questions are available. All the general studies questions are available. All the prelims questions are available. Last 5, 6 years, 7 years with answers, explanation, everything. You can just pick up the question, go through the question, what kind of questions they're asking it. So now when you are going through the questions in the mains, say for example, you have already done the syllabus analysis, first paper is done, let us imagine it. Say for example, history is done. When you are seeing the first paper general studies mains, you check how many questions have come from history, how many questions have come from world history, how many questions have come from geography. That you have to analyze yourself, threadbare analysis. So for that purpose only, the very first step should be your syllabus analysis. Keep it in your mind. If you know the syllabus, you can correlate with how many questions are coming from each section, then which section is important, which section is not important. So you can give the priority. See, my priority is, these are the core subjects. Okay, so these are the, what do you call, lateral subjects. So core subjects, I want to finish it first. Lateral subject, I want to finish it next. So you can plan it accordingly. So for that decision making, analyzing the pre and mains question, particularly mains question, is very, very important. Am I clear? This is step 2. Step 3 is the understand the competition. Understand the competition. So you know how many people are applying for the examination, IAS examination? Any of you? What is the actual competition in front of you? How many people are applying for the exam? Because you should not close your eyes and say that you are good. Yes, I can able to crack. You should know the real figure. So what is the real competition in IAS examination? Approximately how many people are applying it?
Maybe in lakhs, sir.
How many lakhs? Let me check your imagination.
8.
10 and more. 10 lakhs and more.
10 lakhs and more. Okay. See, last year, 2019, the total application was 9.25 lakhs. So these data are available in Google. This is the data published by UPSC itself. Okay. This is just an apply. Don't get panic. Don't get panic. It is clear. Applying is different, and the second category, appearing, is different. It's clear. If you go to the examination hall in IAS examination, particularly, 60% of seats will be vacant only. This is the usual trend. From the time when I was started preparing, the same trend is continuing it. Okay, there is no changes in that, because the people will hurriedly will apply. They don't prepare. They don't come to the examination hall. It is clear. They'll skip. A lot of people will skip out of their preparation strategy throughout the year what they have done. So 60% of these 9.25 lakh, we can simply reject, because they are not even showing their face. You got the point? They are not your competitors, but they'll be a competitors next year. Next year they'll come up, they'll capture their time and come back. They'll prepare and they'll work hard. So they'll be a real students, okay, in the coming years. But as of now, in the initial stage, they are not your competitors. So remaining approximately, we can say around 3 lakh people, 3 to 3.5 lakh approximately, they actually come to the examination hall. They will sit along with you, write the examination, whether they know or not. But out of this 3 lakh also, almost another 50% you can straight away omit, because 50% of the people, they'll just come with the hall ticket without any preparation. No preparation at all. They'll just try their luck. by thinking that, okay, it is an objective type, okay, let me try my luck. And they become a serious students next year. This is another usual trend. That means another 1 to 1.5 lakh, straight away you can reject. It's clear. Straight away you can reject. And the remaining 1 to 1.5 lakh is there, no? They are very serious. Right now, like you, throughout India, 1 to 1.5 lakh students spending their time in Saturday and Sunday with a dream to become an IAS officer in coming year, 2021. Keep it in your mind. They are the real competitors for you. They are the real competitors for you. So now out of this 1.5 lakh, what the UPSC is going to do? They are going to select 1:25 ratio from the prelims to mains. That means what? Around 1:6. 1 among 6 candidates should crack the prelims. Am I clear? So now what you have to do, you no need to bother about this 1.5 lakh. You just think about your classroom test. Whenever we are conducting the test or whenever you are writing the test, suppose say for example, if there are 40 to 50 candidates are there, what you have to do? You just try to come in the top 10. You work hard, your score should be top 10 within this. So you strive to become a top 10 ranked students within the classroom of global, and you keep work on every week. You take the test every week, you attend the classes every day properly, and automatically you will be in within 1:6 candidate. Just like that. You don't need to worry about it. It is clear. So the UPSC will select, this is the ratio. This ratio will slightly differ every year. That is again decided by the UPSC. It can be a 24 or 23, 22, but they never go beyond 25. It never happened. Okay. Whereas your state public service commission, say for example KPSC or TNPSC or any other state public service commission, they will select 1:50 ratio. Keep it in your mind. The filtration game is entirely altogether, it's different. 1:50, it's a huge. There will be more crowd will be allowed to write the main examination. Whereas in IAS examination, it's not like that. Very limited crowd will be allowed to write the main examination. Now, out of this 25,000 candidate, say for example 20 to 25,000 candidate. So this 1:25, whatever I have told, it is based on your number of posting. That you keep it in your mind. Suppose the posting is 1,000, 25,000 candidates would be allowed to sit for the main examination. That's the actual meaning. That is the actual meaning. So let us imagine it, there are around 25,000 candidates are appearing for the main examination that particular year, maybe the next year when you are going to sit for the mains. What will be the percentage of absentees in the mains? Anybody? In prelims, I have told around 60% of seats will be vacant. In mains, how many seats will be vacant? Anyone? How much you can expect? 0. So here in a main examination, if you see that, it is a 0%. Nobody will miss the exam. Keep it in your mind. Even if you have a 100 degree of fever, will you stop coming to the examination hall? Never. You will take a tablet and come and sit. You make the doctor to wait outside. Because the moment you crack the prelims, you become off IAS. Keep it in your mind. You become an off IAS officer. It's just a matter of time. If you crack the mains, you become an IAS. Interview is entirely different. You can very easily crack interview. Okay. So the main examination competition is, crowd is less, but the competition is cutthroat competition. Cutthroat competition. Okay, they are very serious, all of them. So out of these 20 to 25,000 candidates, how many students will be selected for the interview? That is 1:3. Keep it in your mind. That means 1,000 posts means top 3,000 candidates will be selected. So now you tell me what should be the strategy to become top 3,000 candidates out of 25,000 candidates, where all the 25,000 candidates are serious. What should be the strategy? So that you can attend the interview. So without that strategy, if you start the preparation, no use of it. Because today's class is about strategy to crack. Now you tell me what you have to do, what you should not do to become top 3. Anyone? Otherwise, what will happen? The people will go for repeated attempt. That is what we have discussed already. IAS examination is well known for repeated attempt. Why? Because these people are not analyzing it, how to become top 3,000 in main examination. That is why they are failing. Now you tell me one answer, what you have to do to become a top 3,000 in a main examination. Anyone? Just think and tell me. You are all future IAS, I know that.
Like sir, you said, have a good strategy, write concisely to the point, keywords, good keywords, like to the point keywords.
Okay. One is Anirudh is telling focus more on writing. Yes, it is must.
And then knowledge also, like subject matter, we should study in a good manner.
Subject matter, you should be thorough. Yes, perfect. Then
Preparing on the right concept, which is important.
appearing on
The important concept which is really relevant, we have to look upon.
okay, the relevant points. It's almost a subject matter. When you are good, the relevant
Okay.
points will automatically it will come. Then because if you want to become top 3,000, what you have to do in each and every question, you need to score almost closer to the topper. Suppose the topper is scoring 6.25, you should at least score 6. Am I clear? So when a topper is giving the perfect answer, if I want to, unless until if I'm competing with him, I may not able to knock 3. It's very difficult. I may not able to reach that particular point. So here, the major key to become a top 3,000 is, one is finish the syllabus yearly. Next is go for a complete thorough writing practice. Writing practice, writing. That's the key. Okay. As you told, you should focus more on subject matter and relevant points and try to give some extra point compared to your fellow competitors. That means what? You should go for extra reference book. You should search for the extra points, which normally where other candidates cannot give. But it should be relevant to the particular question. Okay. So through that only you can able to add 5 mark into 6 mark, 6 mark into 6.25. Sometimes you can beat even the topper. You can score even 7. It is possible. It is possible. So here the entire main strategy is covering the syllabus in time yearly. That means what? Say for example, if you analyze, now it is October. June 27 is your prelims. And September or October, it is your mains. Okay. So exactly you have 12 months in hand. Okay. Now you tell me how many months you can allot for the prelims, how many months you can allot for the mains out of this, because your countdown is already started. This is your time frame. 200%, almost 150%, nothing harm. The schedule, the examination schedule will go, because even the corona headache will be over maybe in another couple of months. So next year prelims as well as mains will be as per the schedule. There won't be any issue. So in a 12 months time frame, you should plan it. How many months you can spend for prelims, how many months you can spend for mains. So what you can do, you can spend maximum 4 months for the prelims. Keep it in your mind. 8 months for the mains. Don't make it ulta. Don't make it ulta. Majority of the students are doing that ulta. So what they do, till June 27, they'll prepare for the prelims. Of course, they'll crack the prelims 100%. But the same students, 100% they'll fail in mains. Because June to September, you don't have much time. But the number of papers are almost 7 papers. Competition is cutthroat competition. All are serious. So naturally, you are out of the game. You can't even the top 10,000 out of 25. So what you have to do, if you want to be a top 3,000, you should have completed your mains syllabus thoroughly well before prelims. Keep it in your mind. That should be your timeline. After preliminary, what you have to do, you need to do only the revision. Only revision, multiple test and current affairs update. Only that you have to do. That should be your time frame. You got the point. You should have thorough with essay, all the 4 papers of general studies and optional subject. Everything should have completed in the month of by June. By some or other method, you should have completed it. After June, you should go for only for the revision. Only for the revision. If you do like that, nobody can stop you to become top 3,000 in your mains. Or you tell me, after doing this, will there be any chance of failure in the mains? If you do like that? If you have completed the syllabus well in advance and you are finishing the mains 2 times and you are going for a multiple test and the revision, then you go for the actual main examination. So there is no chance of failure in the main examination. Keep it in your mind. So that is the actual meaning of understanding the competition. Suppose if you don't have this strategy, what will happen? You will prepare for the prelims plus mains till June 27. Of course, you prepare, you give more weightage to prelims. Mains, you might have completed few papers, say for example, 2 papers, 3 papers, 4 papers, something like that. Maybe optional might be pending. Then after preliminary, then hurriedly you go for the optional subjects. By the time when you are preparing for optional, the top 3,000 candidates might be doing a revision for the optional as well as general studies. Then you are competing with them. September comes, you go for the examination without any much writing practice. So what happened? Your competition to the top 3,000 will automatically take a back sheet. You will be somewhere in 5,000 or even 3,500 or even 3,001. 3,001, what will happen? You are out of the game. The results will come. You are not qualified in the mains. Prepare for the prelims. But the mark will come. When the mark will come? That is a tricky part here. See, September month you are writing the mains. March they'll do the result whether you are pass or fail. That's all. They don't tell you what is the mark. And May month they'll put the results, final results. Only that time you will come to know what is your mark in a mains, why you failed, and what is the mark of others, why they have passed. You will come to know only in the month of May. But June month there will be another exam. So you don't have a time to react, and you need to go for the preparation of only prelims. Now the prelims is over. Again you will get only 3 months. Again the 3 months is not sufficient for the mains. Again you will be out of the game for what you call top 3,000. So what happened? You are getting into the vicious cycle. You got my point? What I'm trying to say? So if you want to break this vicious cycle so that you can able to crack the mains, for that what you have to do? You need to start the preparation from the mains. As simple as it is. So now what you have to do? Forget about prelims. Don't think about the prelims other than analyzing the previous questions and the syllabus. Don't think about the prelims. think always about the mains. How long? Till February 2021. You think only about the mains and optional. You try to finish it. February should be the cutoff date to finish your entire syllabus. To an extent maximum possible. By February, you have to stop because the next layer of exam pressure is started, that is prelims. Prelims, it's needed at least 4 months focus, provided you have completed your mains. Then you can able to crack the prelims with the flying colors. It's easy because you have already done with the entire main syllabus. Then cracking preliminary, it is a kind of cakewalk. Keep it in your mind. Because if you closely analyze the syllabus, you'll come to know 90% of main syllabus, it's overlapping with prelims. 90%, not 50, 60. 90% of syllabus, it's overlapping with prelims. So when a candidate is thorough with the mains preparation, prelims will be automatically easy, but only thing you need to go for a prelims focus, that is an objective type focus with a lot of mock tests. For that, we need a 4 months time. That is highly enough to crack the prelims. Am I clear? Any doubt in this step 3 about the understanding the competition and the strategy to go for cracking the mains? It's clear. So next we'll move on to step 4. Now the what you call you have come to the conclusion. What is the syllabus? What is the previous year questions? What is the competition in front of you? Now you need to start the journey. First thing is you need to capture your time. All over India, we are all having 24 hours. Whether he is a topper, first rank holder or last rank holder, they have only 24 hours. This 24 hours, how you are going to schedule your time? So how you can do it? So what you have to do is, for next 1 week, you follow the schedule. Just put a table column in your notebook or somewhere and draw the diagram like this. And put every 2 hours what you are going to do. Say for example, morning 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6. Like that for 24 hours, you honestly write down. You honestly write down. Suppose if you are sleeping means write down sleep. If you are watching movie means watching movie. If you are chatting with your friends means chatting with your friends. Facebook, WhatsApp. You write down honestly what you have done. And you raise a question whether any of these hours I can able to capture for IAS preparation. That you have to identify yourself, because each one of our schedule is entirely different. None of us are having a fixed schedule. Each one of us are having the different schedule that you need to sit with this particular exercise. If you do it for a week, you will exactly come to know where and all you are wasting your time. Keep it in your mind. Where and all you are wasting your time. Where and all you are spending too much of time in social media. Where you are spending too much of time with interacting with your friends. Where you are simply talking on the politics. Simply go for a religious or linguistic discussions, which is at the end of the day, it's going to be zero. So it's all like you are wasting your time. So these times you need to capture it, and you need to properly go for a scheduling the time for the preparation. So this is a kind of exercise you do it from today. From today morning, every 2 hours, what are the things you have done? You take a piece of paper and write down. Like say for example, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, like that for 7 days. Next 7 days you do it. And each day you find out where and all you are wasting some. Suppose say for example 10 to 12, I don't know what I did, but it became waste. Simply I was sitting in a sofa watching some news channel, and I don't know, it's good for nothing, and 2 hours are gone. You round up. So when you are doing this pattern, when you are identifying this pattern, so every day 10 to 12 you are wasting your time. When you are getting a circle every day, then you can able to identify this 10 to 12, I want to utilize it for a civil service preparation for my IAS dream. Am I clear? So like this, you need to capture your time. So all the toppers, all the successful students, they have done this. Keep it in your mind. So if you want to crack this, you have to capture the time. Once the time is captured, almost 50% of the task is done. You are inching towards your success. That you keep it in your mind. So this is step 4. So please do this exercise for the next 1 week and let me know how many hours you are wasting it. Next is, now the time is captured. Say for example, sir, I can spend around 5 hours per day. Let us imagine it. Sir, I have done the exercise. I come to the conclusion, even though I am working, I may be able to manage it around 5 hours per day or 4 hours per day. Now I don't know what to do with these 4 hours. That is the next question. So that's what we are here. So now what you have to do, every day you should go for a newspaper, but you need to understand what kind of current affairs you need to study for your examination. And there is a concept called self-life. What do you mean by that? Anybody can explain? Say for example, if you take a corona, the entire world is discussing it. The self-life of corona is till we are getting the effective vaccine in the market. Corona related news, corona related business and everything. Once the vaccine is available, that's all, game is over. Am I clear? Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that is the self-life of corona. Suppose if you take recently, there is a farm bill is passed in a parliament. Farm bill was the most controversial bill. Recently it was passed and the sections of society got divided whether to accept it or not. Right now it is under discussion, but we are forgetting it. So this farm bill related things, if you see, if you go back and check it, earlier when we had a effective amendment in terms of farm bill, it was around 1970s or 80s. In the last 30 plus years, the lot of reforms are completely pending and they have implemented now. Whether it is good or bad, I don't know, but something they have done after a long break. Okay. Now I can say this farm bill, what they have passed now in 2020, will be having a self-life at least for next 20 years. At least for the next 20 years, 2 decades. Unless until the next government is changing it. Unless until the next government is putting some other amendment, some or other name changes in this. But the data what they have delivered it will be a self-life for at least for next 20 years or minimum guaranteed till you become an IAS. Am I clear? So you need to identify when you are going through the current affairs, you need to identify, raise a question whether this data will be applicable till I become an IAS officer for next 1 to 2 years at least, or at least till next year June, so that I can write the examination. There will be a questions. So these questions you need to identify before stepping into the current affairs. It's clear. So this is the simplest method to identify whether it is what you call needed for the exam or not. So any sensitive information, say for example, there is an accident, there is some the crime against the woman. These are all sensitive data. Of course, you need to understand about the social issues, but those sensitive data related questions may not come directly in your examination. Okay, that is a normally UPSC will adopt it. So keep it in your mind the word self-life. When you are reading tomorrow's newspaper, you apply this logic, you can able to easily pinpoint which is needed, which is not needed. Am I clear? So that's important. This is step 5. Next is, out of these 4 to 5 hours, what you have captured it through the time schedule, you have to fix the time for the newspaper and fix the time for a newspaper which is what you call non-peak hours. Non-peak hour means like afternoon or late night, just before going to the bed. When you feel sleepy, suppose you are, say for example, sir, I have a habit of studying history or geography, maybe by 10 to 12 in the midnight. Only that time I can study. But 12 o'clock when you are hitting the sleepy posture by 11:30, that time you can pick up the newspaper. Or in the mid-afternoon we can do it. Certainly not in a peak hours. Let's say for example, sir, 6 to 8, it's a perfect time for me to study. Evening 6 to 8 p.m. or 6 to 8 a.m. that time don't pick up the newspaper and waste your time. It's clear. And newspaper at any cost don't give more than 30 minutes. Whether you are fresh students, new students or old students, whatever it is, don't spend more than 30 minutes. Okay, you keep the habit. It is not worthful beyond this because you need to study a lot of other things. And whatever the newspaper contents are there, if it is really worthful, some or other manner it will reach you, either through the current affairs update what the institute is giving it, or when the faculty is handling the classes, they are going to educate you. Say for example, farm bill, repeatedly we are going to teach you. So these kind of things, even if you miss the newspaper, definitely the data will reach you, so you don't need to bother about it. But don't spend beyond 30 minutes. Try to give more importance to the core subjects as per your syllabus. Keep it in your mind. Whatever you have done the syllabus analysis, on that you try to do more spending time on that. It's clear. Say for example, out of, if you are spending 5 hours, 30 minutes you allot for this. Another 30 minutes it is must for writing. Another 30 minutes analyzing your writing. Remaining 3.5 hours, that you have to go for a reading or studying. Am I clear? So this is how you should fix it. So newspaper is a must, and what you call writing an essay, writing a topic, writing a question and answer, and evaluating themselves, evaluating those points with the faculty or yourself or with your colleague or a friend. That is very, very important. Beyond that, whatever the remaining hours are there, that you can go for a core subject study. Am I clear? So this is step 6. Keep it in your mind. 6 and 7 almost I have told. Fixed time for writing. So again, like how newspaper you are fixing it. Say for example, sir, every day 2 to 2:30, wherever I am, I'll be sit with the newspaper. You carry the newspaper. Suppose if you are going to the office, nowadays nobody going to the office. Suppose if you happen to go to the office, you carry that particular day newspaper and sit and study there. Nobody going to question you why you are reading newspaper. You can very well, you can study in your office hours. Okay. Same way, fix a time for writing. When you put a timetable for the capturing hours, there exactly you come to know which time you can use it for the writing. Say for example, sir, 6 o'clock I'll reach home after my office hour. 7 o'clock I can sit. Morning hours I'm studying something. Already 2 o'clock I have done with the newspaper. So 7 o'clock I can definitely go for 7 to 7:30. I can spend for some writing on some article. So this 7 to 7:30 fixed time. If you don't fix time, you will not write. Keep it in your mind. Take my word. You have to fix some time. Like how you are fixing a time for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Same way, this is going to be your bread and butter for your IAS success. Keep it in your mind, the writing. So you please fix time for the writing and strictly follow that. Out of 7 days, I need minimum 6 days writing. Keep it in your mind. From today till next year, October. If you do that, you are working for top 50 rank. You are actually working for top 50 rank. Am I clear? So that is possible. So fixing time, that is very important. You have captured the time, fixed time for the newspaper, fixed time for writing, and fixed time for your study. Next is step 8. You should have a complete plan for the entire month and complete plan for the day. This is very important. See, now you have told, sir, I have 5 hours. Okay, done. 30 minutes, it's already allotted for the newspaper. 30 minutes for writing, 30 minutes for correction. Now remaining 3.5 hours you have. Now this 3.5 hours, you need to plan it in a day what you are going to study. Suppose for today, what you are going to study, you should have planned it yesterday itself. Keep it in your mind. Suppose yesterday, let us imagine it today. Today, before going into the bed, you plan it what you are going to do for tomorrow for 3.5 hours. And you know what time exactly, because you have already captured the time. So say for example, you have a plan to study history. You take the history book, whatever the book suggested by institute or whatever the books you have, pick up the topic, Open the book, keep a pencil or pen, and keep the book readily in your table, study table. Say, for example, tomorrow morning I want to start the study by 6 o'clock. I get up by 5. I'll sit with the book by 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, when you're sitting in the table, there should not be any confusion that whether you want to study history or geography or polity. It is already decided previous day night. You got my point? So you should have decided what you are going to study every day tomorrow. That planning should be done previous day. If you do that, next day morning when you are sitting in front of the table, study table, you'll not have any confusion. You have a clear mind. Okay, my plan is I want to study the history. And plan for a month, what does it mean? When you are starting a history, say for example, ancient Indian history, you have taken some books, say for example, NCERT books, and fix the timetable. Okay, NCERT books, ancient Indian history, I want to finish it in 4 days. Okay, so today is the 10th. So by 14th or 15th, at any cost, I should have completed this. We plan it. So that is a slightly larger plan. And 15th to 20th or 21st, we plan it for medieval. And another 4 days, plan it for modern. That means ancient, medieval, and modern, 3 different NCERT books. It's like a story. You need to complete it by 15 days. Okay. And the another 15 days, I want to go for another core book, say for example, some modern Indian history books, say for example, Spectrum Publisher, Brief History of India on modern Indian history. I want to spend 3 to 4 days. Okay, done. So 20 days are over. Another 10 days, I want to go for a, what you call, practicing test on that particular history, whatever I have studied. Objective type test. Okay, you go to our website, globalizeacademy.in. There is a lot of test papers that are already loaded. You can go and pick up the questions, say for example, ancient, medieval, or modern, whatever it is. You can test yourself. Immediately you get the score and explanation that you can do it. Plus, you take previous year mains question, you check what are the questions that have been asked from the history, you pick up few questions and start answering it. So now what happened? In a 30 days, you have completed history thoroughly. Am I clear? So this history you have planned for an entire month. This is your roadmap. You should have a plan. You should have a separate chart. Okay, for a next 5 days, this is my plan. 5 days this, 5 days this, like that. You plan it. And this entire 5 days, what you are going to do, this is the plan. Here you have plan for a day. So this plan for a day and plan for a month, both should merge together exactly. And there's not be any lapse. There's not be any lapse because there won't be any further delay on your examination. Examination will be fixed on June 27th. Am I clear? Any doubt in this? On step 8. Now you tell me, if you do like this, where is the chances of failure? And I'm not asking you to do all the 7 days, only 6 days. One day you go free, while free. You can relax completely. So if you do like this, tell me how you can fail. How you can miss the top 3000. How you can miss the rank. And why you need to go for a second attempt. Am I clear? So this is very important. Plan for a month and plan for a day. Next is the final word. Okay, the real meaning of the execution. See, now whatever I have told, everything is completely clearly visible, clearly understandable. You already understood. But what is the key point is, how many of you going to execute this? How many of you going to execute this? Not only this, whatever I have told, the entire the competitors, like 1.5 lakh candidates across India, they know that. What is the roadmap to success? They know. But out of these, only 3,000 candidates are executing it. Keep it in your mind. And they attend the interview. Remaining how many students, they are not executing it, or they are partially executing it, or some percentage they are, what do you call, they are putting it lethargic effort, so they are out of the game. So here the execution is the key. Capture the time means you capture it. Don't go for rough calculations, or that won't help. I'll tell you, rough calculation, it won't help. Like a child, you take a piece of paper, draw the table column, write down 2 to 4 hours. I mean, every 2 hours, what you did for the next 1 week. Then you'll get the realistic capturing of time, where you are wasting your time. You can able to understand. Otherwise, you won't do it. Okay. Suppose if you are not doing now, I'll tell you, suppose if you are not capturing the time, that particular chart, if you are not doing it for this week, suppose if you are doing after a few months, how many hours you might have missed it? You just calculate it. So that many hours of effort is gone, because your dates are fixed, nothing going to change. Countdown is already going on. The time will never stop. So please do understand, capturing time is the key for rest of all other steps, whatever I have told. See, this is your time. You have to capture your time. It is a golden word. So once this is done, rest all will fall in line. Rest all will fall in line. So the execution is the key. So you need to execute. Suppose 5 hours, if you are studying, it means 5 hours you have to study every day. That is the meaning. Your effort should be sustainable. Sustainable. Sir, I have a birthday tomorrow. I want to celebrate with my friends. Okay, celebrate. But next day, at least for the next few days, you need to increase the timing to 5 to 6 hours so that you can compensate that 5 hours of your birthday. You got the point? So I need a continuous sustainable effort of 5 hours till next year, October. Just 5 hours. I'm not asking you 10 to 12 hours. I don't want 10 to 12 hours of yours, just 5 hours per day till next year, October. Definitely you can able to crack the examination. There is no doubt. Am I clear? This is step 9. Step 10. What is it? Ask question means what? What is the meaning of ask question? The entire journey of your preparation, don't hesitate to ask questions. Keep it in your mind. Don't hesitate. This is very, very important. Suppose you are started listening the class. The subject classes are started. If you don't understand something, you have to raise a question so that you're able to answer the question in a concise manner. So UPSC demands the concise, to the point answer. That is possible only if you have a complete clarity on the subjects. Clarity on the subject will come only based on the questions. Either you raise the question in the classroom or raise the question yourself when you are reading the book, or when you are listening the video, or when you are working out on the mock test or anything. You have to raise the question and you need to find the answer. Then you'll have a clarity, then answers will be perfect and your scoring will be good. Okay, so this is another key step to reach your goal. So any doubts so far in this?